Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when I have new information to share. So now let's get into the latest updates. Hey, welcome back everyone. I've got something important to cover with you, and we're going to kick it off with this headline from today, Market Watch. Exclusive, AMC boosted by Taylor Swift and summer blockbusters, cinema foot traffic data shows. From the article, AMC is enjoying a foot traffic boost thanks to Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, and summer blockbusters Barbie and Oppenheimer, according to U.S. data from analytics company Placer AI. Quote, despite the ongoing economic headwinds impacting many consumer segments, out-of-home entertainment emerged as one of the summer's major winners, in large part thanks to the blockbuster success of Barbie and Oppenheimer, Placer AI said in a statement shared exclusively with Market Watch. The movies, both released on July 21, 2023, drove massive and sustained year-over-year increase in weekly visits to leading chains, including AMC, Regal Cinemas, and Cinemark. The data also suggests that cinema chains are getting closer to pre-pandemic visit numbers. Compared with 2019, now pay attention, overall visits to AMC up 1.86%. Yes, that's compared with 2019. And Regal during the third quarter were down by 16.9% and 19%, an improvement of over 30% and 32% respectively in the second quarter, according to Placer CI. Cinemark Holdings down 1.03. So now guys, let me read that to you a different way. Compared to 2019, AMC up 1.86%, right? Cinemark down 1.03%. Better, but still worse. Regal down by 16.9%, an improvement, but still worse. I just wanted to point that out to you. Okay, we could have had a completely different headline here. Like AMC is the only one that did better than 2019. They're never going to give us that. Now, everybody remembers the original bet on this trade, right? Everybody remembers, hey, AMC is going out of business, okay? We were right, they were wrong, we didn't get paid. The next bet was, hey, AMC is never going to turn a profit again. They're done. Okay, we were right, they were wrong, we never got paid. Now the bet has changed again. Now it's, they're never going to beat, pre-pandemic 2019. We're already beating it. Let's continue. Okay, now let's revisit this article that appeared in CNBC in September. SEC slaps Citadel Securities with a $7 million fine to settle short-selling regulations charges. The SEC estimated that the firm marked millions of certain short sales as long sales between 2015 and 2020. A Citadel spokesperson told CNBC that the matter had no impact on the quality of our client execution. Really? But did it have an impact on who they were shorting? That's the bigger question. Why did Citadel spend $7 million to mark millions of short sales as longs? Now stick with me, guys. Who remembers this article from back in the day? AMC falls 9%, while CEO says no evidence of synthetic shares. Quote, inbound tweets ask over and over for a share count, Aaron said in a tweet. AMC has done a share count 6 times in the past year, never released them to us. We know of 516.8 million AMC shares. Some of you believe the count is much higher. As I've said before, we've seen no reliable info on so-called synthetic or fake shares, Aaron continued. Okay, now let's go to another quote from Adam Aron. If you exclude index funds who have no choice but to own and hold AMC shares, individual retail investors would seem to own more than 90% of our officially issued 516 million shares of today, as of today. Now that's March 1st of 2022. Now go forward to October 10th. AMC stock, retail investors still own the majority of shares. Continuing a trend that has lasted for the past 2.5 years, AMC's float is still majority owned by retail investors. From that article, AMC's current ownership structure is dominated by retail investors. A whopping 91.2% of outstanding shares are held by the general public, the result of memification that began in early 2021. So guys, let me ask you this. You're telling me 1 year, 7 months, and 22 days later, retail still only owns 90% of the float. Okay, so back in June of 2022, we owned over 90% of the float. Adam has never seen a synthetic share in his life. Fast forward 1 year and 7 months, and we still only own 90% of the float. You believe that? Okay, let's come at it another way. From the street, AMC stock. Failures to deliver reached nearly 70% of August trading volume. A significantly high percentage of failures to deliver in August has raised significant questions about the current state of AMC's affairs. And let's talk about the FTDs for a minute. How many times have we been on the NYSE threshold list? What is it, more FTDs than Google, Facebook, and Tesla combined, right? It's the SEC themselves that prepares the FTD data. Have they launched an investigation? What happened to all of them? Did you think Uncle Frank was going to forget this? And what about these tweets from early 2021 from Christian Andrews? Citadel illegally created 3 billion fake synthetic shares to dilute when the price was at 6. Then they trade those shares in a dark pool, unregulated exchange. The fact that you think this is about buyers being crazy is exactly why you're out of touch with the financial markets. Okay, he said that to Peter Schiff. He would go on in another tweet. You need to be aware of this. Citadel will try to stop the squeeze with the appearance of fake covering, bringing short interest down. They will use synthetic long shares by the use of writing calls with an options loophole. This happened to GME, evidence below. Citadel forced Christian to take down these tweets. Uncle Frank saved them. Now, people that follow my channel know I believe it'll only be a black or white swan that will cause a short covering event in AMC, right? It's not going to be any rule change by the SEC. It's not going to be any digital dividend or on the blockchain. It's not going to be any of that. It's not going to be phase 6, NSC 010, none of it, okay? Because covering could be a catastrophic event for our enemies. If they're given a choice between cheating and shorting more or bankruptcy, I promise you they're going to cheat and short more. Okay? I've said again and again, rules and laws mean nothing without enforcement. And even when there is enforcement, it's a $7 million slap on the hand for millions of violations. Now, guys, even if we get a black or white swan, do you think they're going to stop with their illegal tactics? Here's the old list. We've seen it before. Naked shorting, targeted, coordinated, abusive shorting, naked calls, married puts, hide the FTDs and in-the-money options, relieve trading pressure by misusing the dark pools, labeling shorts as longs, distraction plays, spoofing and layering, misusing algo trading, right? Hit pieces in the media, threshold list transfers, shorting the ETFs that hold AMC, bots and shills. These guys aren't going to stop. And what about abusing the halt system. Okay? The first day of ape, you remember the pounce? Even Adam Aaron tweeted 149 million AMC shares and 108 million apes traded Monday on the New York Stock Exchange. Exchange halts, in quotes, trading due to volatility, defined as a plus or minus 5% price change within a 5-minute period. If so, trading is stopped for a 5-minute pause. On Monday, AMC was halted 3 times, Ape was halted 10 times. Guys, just because a white or black swan comes along that affects the leverage chain of the investments in the portfolios of our enemies, that doesn't mean they're going to stop cheating. Let me tell you exactly what we need. What we need right now, before a swan event and before the annual shareholder meeting, is to expose the real short position. We need to prove how many times over the apes own the float. As many apes as possible have to participate in the certified share count at amcprojectpopcorn.com. Back when we were in court, it was determined we had 3.8 million shareholders. If each of them only held 530 shares apiece on average, that's over 2 billion shares right there, when there were only supposed to be 516 million. We may have owned the float more than 3 times over. Do you understand there is no way to explain that away? It exposes more than just the stupid ass hedge funds. It exposes the primes, the SEC, FINRA, the DTCC, clearing firms, everyone. You can't sweep something like that under the rug. Don't you see, this is the one thing our side wanted in court, but no one was permitted to get? Do you have any idea the magnitude of the scandal that will rock Wall Street if it's discovered that prime brokers were selling millions of shares that didn't exist and charging 1,000% interest on them? How about on Mullen? How about on all the other meme stocks? You're crazy, Frank. It'll never happen. Really? I guess you guys missed this headline from this past August from Reuters. Goldman, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, UBS in $499 million stock lending settlement. From the article, August 23rd, Goldman Sachs, who spoofs the shit out of us, JP Morgan Chase, who owns Highbridge, 100% of Highbridge, they're short AMC, Morgan Stanley, who runs our board of directors, and UBS, who inherited the mess from Credit Suisse and was short AMC also, have agreed to pay $499 million to settle an antitrust lawsuit by investors who accuse them of conspiring to stifle competition in the stock lending market. Guys, I'm telling you, they are trying to mop up this mess, and a share count will expose everyone. Guys, I need you to share this video everywhere on your social media platforms. You need to encourage other apes to participate. I promise you're not going to need a driver's license, upload a brokerage statement, disclose your account number or your social security number, nothing like that. I'm going to make this really easy for you. Go to amcprojectpopcorn.com, print out the 2-page general affidavit. Then you call your broker during market hours on their toll-free number. You're going to ask them 10 simple questions. When did I first buy AMC? How many shares did I own on February 8th? How many ape shares did I own on February 8th? Once it's done, call your local bank branch and see if they have a notary available. Sign the document only in front of the notary. They'll probably do it for you for free. Once you have that done, you can take a pic of it on your phone, or you can scan and email it to yourself, but go back to the website, finish the questionnaire, and upload your signed and witnessed affidavit. That's it. Guys, this spells doom for our enemies. We don't need every ape to do it. We just need enough so that we can have a good sample and we can prove how many shares we may have owned back then. Okay, we need to expose the shorts. We need to prove how many times over we own this float. This spells doom for our enemies. Guys, in my opinion, Wall Street already knows eventually we are going to beat pre-pandemic numbers, especially with the new distribution business already pumping. They're shitting their pants about Q3. We're having our annual meeting on November 8th. Imagine if we bring the certified shareholder count up at the meeting and the analysts hear about it on the call. Then Napoleon drops on November 22nd and the Beyonce atomic bomb drops December 1st. Guys, I will never tell you to buy, sell, or hold any security or cryptocurrency. But if you want to finally catch our enemies with their pants down, please participate in the survey at amcprojectpopcorn.com and join me in this fight. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.